Once upon a time, in a quaint little town, there lived an elderly woman named Emily. She had lived a long and fulfilling life, but there was one regret that had been haunting her for years. Emily had fallen in love with a charming young man named Daniel in her youth. They were inseparable and shared dreams of a beautiful future together. However, life took an unexpected turn when Daniel received an opportunity to study abroad. He had promised to write to Emily regularly, and they vowed to wait for each other. For the first few months, letters arrived, each filled with love and longing. But as time passed, the letters became less frequent, and eventually they stopped coming altogether. Emily was heartbroken and felt abandoned. Years passed, and Emily received news that Daniel had married someone abroad. Her world crumbled, and she felt a deep sense of regret for not expressing her feelings or reaching out when the letters ceased. She never knew the true reasons behind Daniel's silence, and she assumed the worst. Decades later, Emily found herself alone, her youth gone, and her heart burdened by the regret of not seeking closure. One day, while cleaning her attic, she stumbled upon a dusty old box filled with her old letters from Daniel. She decided to revisit them, hoping they might bring her some solace. As she read through the letters, she discovered a hidden letter that had somehow been misplaced. In it, Daniel had explained that his absence from writing was due to a severe illness that had left him bedridden. He thought Emily would be better off without the burden of waiting for him, and he wanted her to move on and find happiness. Tears filled Emily's eyes as she realized that her decades of regret and resentment were based on a misunderstanding. She wished she had reached out to him, had been there for him, and had shared her feelings. She wished she hadn't assumed the worst and allowed their love to wither away. Determined to find closure, Emily decided to write a letter of her own. She poured her heart out, explaining her love for Daniel and the regret she had carried for so long. She found his address through some old correspondence and sent the letter, praying that it might reach him. A few weeks later, Emily received a letter from an overseas address. It was a response from Daniel, who had never stopped loving her but thought she had moved on. The exchange of heartfelt letters rekindled their love, and they reconnected. Though they couldn't turn back the clock, they made the most of the time they had left, cherishing each other's company and making up for lost years. Emily's regret had taught her the importance of open communication and not jumping to conclusions. The story of Emily serves as a reminder that sometimes regrets can be based on misunderstandings, and it's never too late to seek closure and find happiness in the present.